This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. Hello, I'm John Cullum, and this is my wife, Emily Frankel.
How do you do, John Cullum?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Em.
What are we going to talk about today, John?
We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I was thinking.
Oh, well, you do that all very well.
I was thinking we'd talk about traditions.
Traditions?
Not holiday traditions, but personal traditions. Like, I have a tradition when I get up in the morning.
Well, right.
Before I even put the water on, the big pot of water on for coffee.
Yes.
I run downstairs and turn on my computer.
And I'm still in the bed sleeping.
And I do it in order for the computer to warm up.
Oh,
Isn't that nice of me? But that's a tradition.
Okay.
Now, we have traditions for the beginning of the day, the end of the day, the middle of the day. Name one of your traditions. Do you have any traditions or routine?
Well, I don't have traditions like Tevyev and Fiddler on the Roof. I've left most of my traditions in the South when I came to New York, and and I discarded some of them when I married you because they were traditions that I didn't think we needed.
You mean like going to church on Sundays?
That's right, and Wednesday nights. Of course, there was the time in Knoxville when I was leading 3 different lives down there. You know, I was...
What?
Yeah, I was...
Life number 1 was what?
Well, I was a well-known person in Knoxville, and a kind of a fair-haired boy, the president of the fraternity, the president of the drama company, and the highest-ranking officer in the ROTC, the colonel, and so I had all of that going for me. But I also was the conductor of the Dixie-Lee Junction Baptist Church. So I
love the title, the Dixie-Lee Junction Baptist Church.
About 20 miles out of Knoxville. And then I was pretty much of a party boy, so I would party late at night on Saturdays and have to get up early to go to the Dixie-Lee Junction on Sunday morning, and that was the conflicting tradition. So,
do you have any traditions now? Not back in time, but right here now.
Yes.
In New York City, related to your work.
Oh, yeah.
Name a tradition.
Well, I usually, if I'm in a musical, which that's pretty much what I do on Broadway, I have a tradition of warming up my voice before I go to the theater. And I don't, because I don't particularly like to do it at the theater. People think that I'm kind of lackadaisical, but I do my own training.
Is it lackadaisical or lackadaisical?
Lackadaisical.
Okay.
But I say lackadaisical.
That's okay, I get it.
It's like a flower to me.
Relaxed.
Right.
And dizzy-daisical.
What?
Dizzy-daisical. That's daisical.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
This is the things that you're saying are more interesting than my traditions.
Well, you're not a guy with traditions. I think that's what's
routines.
hard.
You know, an actor has to adapt to whatever he's doing, and there were times when we were living in Malibu that you would be alone in Malibu and I would be in New York working on something. And so the tradition I like is getting back together and staying with you.
I like that tradition too. That was a big deal when you were shooting in Washington
Yeah.
and I was in Malibu.
Yeah, well, there was a big deal when we were younger. You were touring, and I was stuck here in New York.
Well, we had the phone. Thank goodness for the phone. We were on the phone
A lot.
all the time.
Yeah, even when phones cost long distance calls.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember calling you from Europe
yeah,
and having just a chat.
yeah. Well,
Well, John, I'm glad we don't have too many traditions. I just wanted to describe the tradition we have at the end of the workday. We lock the key.
that's right.
We always lock the key and we put a leaf over the key so that when we look down from above on our fourth floor,
You can tell
we
whether-
can see that the door is locked.
Well, like you say to me, have we ever locked up? And then you go out and take a look down the stairs, and we're locked up.
Thank you, John Cullum, for discussing no traditions.
Right. Well, it's been a joy. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. This is AI.R. See you next week.